What's going on, guys? Beastly Gamer here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys. First of all, welcome back. It's been a while. I wanted to talk to you guys about cross-network play. This is something that's been talked about by Microsoft for a long time. They came out last year talking about cross-network play with PlayStation, and of course, we all know Sony's response was pretty bad. They did not want to open up their network infrastructure to allow PlayStation gamers to play with Xbox gamers. Now we've gotten recent news that the Nintendo Switch is going to allow cross-network play with PC, with Xbox One, with Mac, and of course Xbox is in on this as well. And the gamer in me wants this to happen, right? But you got to see things from a business perspective. PlayStation, Xbox, they're parts of a brand, they're parts of a business, and the number one objective for these companies is to generate revenue. And so there are reasons that Sony is not doing this, that they don't want to do this. And I want to give you guys Sony's excuse and then give you what I think the real reason is that Sony is not going forward with cross-network play. I found a great article on this, and I'll drop a link in the description. Sony's excuse for blocking PlayStation and Xbox cross-platform play is hostile and stupid. This is on theverge.com. Microsoft first revealed it would allow Xbox gamers to play against PS4 and PC players at E3 last year. And Sony's initial reaction seemed like it would be open to the idea. I remember it did seem like they were open to it. Quote, "We would be happy to have a conversation with any publishers and developers who are interested in cross-platform play," said a Sony spokesperson at the time. I actually remember reading that quote back then. "This week at E3, both Rocket League and Minecraft are going cross-platform play, allowing players on Nintendo Switch, Windows PC, Mac, or Xbox One to play against each other. The big missing part is Sony's PS4. The gamer in me doesn't like that. The gamer in me wants Sony to be included in this kind of activity. I think it would be amazing. It'd be groundbreaking to turn on my PlayStation and, put on my headset and hear someone say, "Hey, what's up? What system are you on?" That would be so awesome. I'd say I'm on PlayStation, and they say, "Oh, I'm playing on my Switch, and I'm in my backyard. This is awesome." So I think Sony, I would like them to do that, but more than likely it's not going to happen. Continuing on, in an interview with Eurogamer, Jim Ryan, head of global sales and marketing for PlayStation, attempted to defend Sony's block of cross-platform play. Quote, "We have a contract with the people who go online with us, that we look after them and they are within the PlayStation curated universe. Exposing what in many cases are children to external influences we have no ability to manage or look after, it's something we have to think about very carefully," end quote. Sony's excuse might seem feasible if it weren't for Nintendo, a family-oriented company enabling the cross-platform play on its Switch console for both Rocket League and Minecraft. Instead, Sony's excuse just looks user-hostile, given all of its main rivals have enabled this functionality. Xbox chief Phil Spencer isn't happy with the response either. Polygon reports that Spencer seemed offended by Sony's excuse in an interview with Giant Bomb. Quote, "The fact that somebody would even kind of make an assertion that somehow we're not keeping Minecraft players safe, I found not only from Microsoft's perspective, but from the game industry perspective, I don't know why that has to become the dialogue. It doesn't seem healthy for anyone," end quote. Microsoft has repeatedly reached out to Sony to try and enable this cross-platform play, and they have. Quote, "We would love to work with Sony to bring players on the PlayStation 4 into the United ecosystem as well," says a Microsoft spokesperson in a statement to Polygon. Even Spencer says, quote, "The door is open" to Sony, encouraging Sony to change its stance. Psyonix even told Polygon that cross-network play on Rocket League would be up and running in less than an hour all over the world if Sony removed its block. So Sony is really holding all the cards here, and you got to ask yourself, why are they holding all the cards? It is unlikely that Microsoft would be encouraging this type of cross-network play if it was still in a position of power and selling most consoles in the US each month. It's very hard to believe that they would. Now that Microsoft is struggling to compete with Sony's impressive PS4 sales, it needs to encourage things like cross-network play. Sony is in a much stronger position, and blocking cross-network play simply encourages gamers to buy a PS4 if they want to play with their friends. It's business, right? If you're the only one in a group of friends with an Xbox One, then you're probably going to be waiting until Sony's PlayStation sales slip for any type of cross-platform play. And I completely agree with that. Of course, Briar Rabbit, part of the Beastly Thought Show, he hit on this a while back, and he even talked about it on the last show we did as well. So he was right there with this idea. This isn't the first time the two companies have been at odds over gaming features that have been blocked either. Microsoft has blocked mods in the past on games like Unreal Tournament 3 and has refused to enable keyboard and mouse support on its Xbox 360 and Xbox One consoles. Sony, on the other hand, enabled mods and keyboard and mouse support on its PS3 and PS4 consoles. This is a conundrum, and it's very, very frustrating, but it's very true. If Sony were to allow Microsoft or Nintendo to join in on the PlayStation Network and they work in tandem and allow gamers to play one another, it would be great for the community. You know, the community would not be nearly as hostile towards one another. You know, Xbox gamers and PlayStation gamers would probably get along and have a great time, and Nintendo Switch gamers to be able to join into that huge community would be amazing. But that would negate the whole need for a person to buy a particular console if you could play a multi-plat with people on other consoles. And, you know, Sony is building a brand, they're building, you know, a huge install base, and part of that is because people have to buy PlayStations to play together. And it makes sense. Unfortunately, it does make sense. I wish, you know, that there was a different reason, and Sony would agree to this. But ultimately, I feel like Microsoft and Nintendo are kind of at the side of the table getting the scraps right now, and they want to get up on the table and join in on the main course, but they really can't. And I think that in the future something like this could possibly happen. I think it would be more reasonable for these things to happen if Sony wasn't like in such a huge lead over Microsoft. If Sony wasn't up by, you know, 25-30 million units, this would probably be more reasonable of a request. But I feel like with Sony having such a lead, and now with them being in their 4th year, they want to hold on to that lead. They want to get as many people buying PlayStation 4s as possible. And put quite simply, allowing cross-network play would really negate the fact that in order to play with your friends on PlayStation, you had to have a PlayStation. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you like to see cross-network play on the Switch, the Xbox One, PC, Mac, and PlayStation? And do you think this is a reasonable reason for Sony not to join in? Do you think that Sony should just bite the bullet and allow this for 1 or 2 games? Or do you think that it's reasonable that Sony is not moving in this direction? I'm anxious to hear what you guys think, and I'll be looking forward in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give a thumbs up, show support for the channel. Join the Facebook group, follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to support my channel, click on that Patreon link in the description. I'm the Beastly Gamer, and I'll see you guys next time.